We were always hanging out together because, you know, my mom and her best friend were always together. So when I was like 5 years old, I remember this, and that's the only reason I call it my first kiss is because I remember it very vividly. We were out in the woods, and I said to him, I was the forward one, I said to him, remember what they do in the movie My Girl? You know, when they like close their eyes and they count to 5 and then they kiss really quick? We should do that. And then we did. It's gonna make me blush. It was really cute. It was really cute. And I always thought, up until I was like 12, I thought I was gonna marry him. I thought he was the love of my life, and oh my God, I'm gonna have his babies. We're gonna get married, and we're gonna live happily ever after, just like that movie, My Girl.
Didn't work out that way.
And no, it did not work out that way.
Yeah, that's why he don't know what he's missing.
Yeah, a couple other people know what he's missing though.
Oh. Oh. All right, cool. I'll take that for an answer. That was a very nice answer. Let's take it to the next level, though. Tell me about the first time Tori Black ever had sex.
Oh, the first time Tori Black had sex. Disappointing story, really. Not surprising, but disappointing. I was young. We'll leave it at that. I was too young. I was still in middle school. That's how young it was. And I was at home, and it was spring vacation. My family was all at work, so everybody was gone out of the house. And I had a really big house. We had like a 6-bedroom house or something. So I was like all alone in this great big house. And I decided to call over this guy who was my ex, and because we had been talking about having sex before we broke up. So I called him over, and I was like, finally, I want to have sex. I want to have, me always initiating things. That's a theme of my life. I'm the shit starter. So I finally called him over, and he bike rides 11 miles to get to my house to get the TB pussy for the first time. And it was like 5 minutes, and then it was done, and I didn't like it, and it was boring. And then he wanted to do it again 20 minutes later, and then I was like, fine. I was a little drunk, so I didn't really care what happened. And then my family came home hours later, and I acted like nothing happened. I was watching TV.
You pulled it off.
I pulled it off. So.
All right, let's go with, tell me about the first time you had sex on camera.
First time I had sex on camera, I was down in Florida. I was shooting for amateurs out there. So I think my first shoot was actually for Venetian, for Cesar Capone. And I think it was called Filthy's First Taste. And it was the truth. I actually shot Filthy's First Taste on my first time. And it was with a guy, let me see, his name was JT, I believe. And he was really nice. We all went out to dinner before we did the scene. It was part of the scene. You know, they take me out to dinner and then try and coerce me back. But at least the way it was set up gave me a chance to really get to know him before we did our scene. And I was really comfortable, and I think, again, I was a little bit drunk, so it worked out for me. I had a really great time, and it went really smooth, and they loved the scene. And, yeah, it was pretty much just cut and dry, how it was.
That's cool. Did you like it?
The first time, I don't know if I liked it. It was more like I was in shock. Oh my God, I just fucked on camera for money, and it's going to be on the internet and all over the place. And kind of afterward, when I got more used to the fact that people were going to see and people were watching, I started to like it more and more.
Now, was your co-star in this original epic, was it a black boy or a white boy?
My first co-star in the first movie I ever did was a white guy. He was covered in tattoos. Absolutely covered in tattoos. But he was a white guy. He was.
Yeah, tattoos, sexy, not sexy?
Sexy.
Definitely. Definitely.
Good.
Okay.
Nice cut. Good looking.
Now let's talk about something. Your name, Tori Black, is that some sort of a nod to interracial, or is that you like black clothes? Tell me where the black came from.
Tori Black. Well, not that you would know about this as I look right now, but if you look back in the archives of Tori Black's history, Tori Black used to have a pretty big behind. And actually, when I was about 13 years old, when I first hit puberty.
Shh, shush.
Hi, Mark.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Oh, Mark Wood, naked.
Hold on, we got one more
shit.
coming.
We got more coming. Oh, I'm waiting. Naked men parading Tori Black's way. Nice. Nice. And little nipple piercings. Tori Black likes
Okay,
that.
take it from the top. Tori Black is Tori Black because...
Tori Black is Tori Black because, well, when I was about 13 years old, I first hit puberty, and I was like a beanpole, tall and skinny. And then when I hit puberty, all of a sudden my ass grew. I had no titties, no waist, no thighs, no nothing. I just had an ass. And there was, where I was, it was very white. There was only one black girl in my entire school. And she came up to me, and she was like, "Where'd you get all that ass from? Are you all white? Are you sure you're all white?" She was like, "Well, I'm going to make you an honorary black woman." There you go. There's where the black comes from. And then the Tory comes from a drunk college party where I spilled the beans and told everybody I was getting into porn. And they all asked me what my name was going to be. And I told them I didn't know what it should be. And they all decided on Tory because it's a hot name.
All right.
It
I
stuck.
agree. It's a hot name.
It stuck. I don't know. That's how it happened.
I'm down with it. Perfect. All right, let's move on to our next question. What do we got here? Tell me about the most fun you ever had on a set.
The most fun I ever had on a set. Well, let's see. My interactive shoot was pretty awesome. I did an interactive just not too long ago with my first anal in it. And it was with a company that I really enjoy and a director I really enjoy. So it was long days, but there were lots of laughs and lots of good time. And it was the first time I took it in the butt. So, you know, that's always great. It's always a plus.
Is that the first time you ever took it in the butt?
No, it's not the first time I ever took it in the butt, but it was the first time I ever took it in the butt on camera for people to see. Well, no, because it is on camera. It's just in a home video. It's just not going to be published anytime. But my first time is on camera. First time in life is on camera. There's a lot of really ugly faces and squealing, and I don't really know if anybody wants to watch it.
Well, you never know.
You never know. You might like that kind of thing. Huh?
What do you tell me about it? Anal, vaginal? What do you like? Why? What's good? Bad? What both?
Anal versus vag. Let's see. I think anal is a completely different realm. I think the fact that it's so taboo and people don't approve of it as standard sexual intercourse. People in the real world, civilians, they look at anal like it's dirty, and I think just that in itself is a way to elevate it to the next level. It's like something taboo, something wrong, something bad. And I like to be bad. I mean, if you think about anything I've ever done in my life, I like to be bad. So I really like anal for that reason, but at the same time, vag is always great. I mean, I'm a comer. I'll come every 30 seconds if you get me going, so you can't ever beat that. But my ass does come too, so it depends on the day. It really depends on the day.
Nice. Nice. That was a very reasonable answer.
It's
very
the truth.
reasonable question. Let's talk about, are you an exhibitionist? Have you ever had sex in public, and what's the wildest place you ever had sex?
Tory Black is an exhibitionist. You might be surprised, not like I have sex on camera for a living or anything. I used to have sex in front of my